YouTube is a platform that has been through a lot of changes in its 2 decades of life. It's a platform that I've grown up with, that basically everyone in my generation has grown up with. As time has passed, and I have developed from a little tot to an edgy teen to whatever I am now, so has YouTube. The site is unrecognizable from what it used to be. If you took a time traveling machine and brought back a viewer from the golden age of YouTube to modern day, they'd have 2 things on their mind. First, who are you? Where am I? Is that a time machine? Since when could we build those? Once they've asked those questions and they've calmed down, you hand them your phone, let them scroll through YouTube, and they'd ask, where are the Let's Plays? Where are the story times? Why is everything flashing at me? Are those vertical videos? I want to look away, but I can't. Now I know that this hypothetical is weirdly specific and a bit drawn out, and I retort with a puffed chest and an upturned nose. True, but I wrote this at 1 AM, so give me a break. My main point is that YouTube is almost too tailored now. The algorithm is too good. The technological advances we have made over these years have made the site so stimulating that it's boring, bland, dull, sanitized. Old YouTube was rugged, new, pioneering, amateur, and you could really feel it with the type of content on the site. No one really knew what they were doing, so it felt more real. It wasn't so shiny and polished, but there was something special in that, something charming. I remember the days when it felt like I was actually discovering content creators. Some videos were bad because the algorithm wasn't the best, but those videos and creators that were good really stuck with me. It really felt like finding something. They really left an impression. And it wasn't because they had some new and improved solution to fix my life, or some secret information that no one else knows, or $1 million that they can hand away at will. It was just some cat doing funny little shenanigans, or some guy playing a game and talking, or someone telling an overall benign but real life story. But YouTube just isn't like that anymore. Those who flourish need to be larger than life. Everything needs to be in your face and packed with action, or they need to tell you things that you've never imagined before. To put it simply, simplicity doesn't sell, and those who can't ride the wave of trends will sink in the ever-rising tides of the internet. Now, don't get me wrong, I have seen a few instances of some videos like these working. For example, I remember around summer, there was a rise in Minecraft storytime videos. A guy would just talk about his life or some idea he had while jumping around in Minecraft. Those got a lot of views, but they didn't last long. Specifically, I remember the videos where they would say, bring back old YouTube, or old YouTube needs to come back. Those ended up doing the best, but then after that, it would be a downward slope in viewership. It just can't be denied that, as a content creator in this day and age, you have to adapt to the times. I'm not necessarily saying that everyone copies each other, but low-key everyone copies each other, at least on YouTube. There are other creator spheres, like Twitch, that do things a little bit differently, though that's a whole nother can of worms, as Twitch is kind of like a popularity contest, instead of what you really provide. It's more of who you know than what you really provide to the audience. But back to the point, on YouTube, if you want to perform well, you have to ride the waves, especially in something like YouTube commentary. Don't even get me started on that. Those people are essentially just copies and pastes of each other, saying the same thing with the same personality. It's safer to copy what you see doing well than to create something new or unique. And a new trend drops every week, a new topic every day, and new news basically every hour at this point. And with these rapid changes, it requires everyone to conform in a way. You need to incorporate these changes into your own work, or else you're going to be left behind. But hey, I mean, that's what growing up is like, isn't it? We all grow as individuals and as a larger group, as a community, as the people. We need to keep moving and progressing. Can't be stagnant, can't be wasting time. I guess all I'm trying to say is, I wish time would pass a little bit slower. I wish we could just sit and relax a bit. You know, just take time to ponder, think, and reflect. It's always go, go, go. One thing after another, after another, after another. And as I'm saying this, I'm starting to wonder, is this what getting old feels like? Am I becoming an old fart complaining about change? Back in my day, we used to have the attention span to watch videos more than 30 seconds. Well, that's an obvious exaggeration. People still watch long-form videos on YouTube. I'd actually say that videos have both gotten shorter and longer than what they've used to be. I've seen 5-hour video essays blow up with millions of views, and of course the same for short-form content, with the vast majority of this generation scrolling their phone every chance they get. It's quite polarizing actually, but I believe what differentiates both of these from the videos of the past is their performativeness. They're very crafted, very intentional, very specific. In the past, channels were able to be generalists. They were personality driven rather than subject driven. People cared about, well, the people behind the creation of the content. Nowadays, with the current algorithm, channels are more about what specific thing they talk about rather than who they are. You have to put yourself into a box to succeed, and often if you try to step outside the box, your channel will flop. It's the sad truth, and that's why many YouTubers have multiple channels if they do different styles of content. For example, there's this one tuber that I watch. You may or may not be familiar with him. You may like or hate him. He's pretty controversial. I watch Turkey Tom, and he has two channels in essentially the same genre, but differentiated by style of content. Now that sounds kind of weird, right? He covers the same topics in both. Why does he have two channels? Well, you're right, it is a little weird. You see, in these videos on his main channel, he covers topics in a very put together way. These are video essays that are almost like documentaries in the way they are formatted. In this specific video I'm showing on screen, it has a lot of graphics and animations that make it just straight up a documentary that you'd probably see on Netflix. And this is basically all of the type of videos on his channel. They're all video essays in this format. But on his second channel, you could describe that as being a lot less put together. It shows off more of Turkey Tom's personality, showcases him as himself talking to the audience with very minimal editing. He still typically covers internet drama, but in an entirely different way. Both of these channels are fantastic, but it's interesting to see how they are required to be separate in such a manner. And also, when looking at the views, you can see which one performs the best. The video essays over the personality. Not to say his other channel is doing bad, but substantial differences. What I'm trying to say is, a channel is no longer a hub of videos for a single person, but rather it's almost synonymous with a single show. You'd expect only one type of video from this person on this channel and nothing else. And this has some benefits and downsides. On one hand, when you see one video of a popular channel on YouTube, you generally know what type of videos you'll get. That one video is representative of the entire channel's content in subject matter and the way that it is covered. So it's good to showcase the viewer what to expect before they subscribe to the channel if they enjoy that video. But on the other hand, it can make it really hard for people to adapt and change their channels over time. As new YouTubers realize their style and types of content they enjoy making, it's hard to keep with it because the YouTube algorithm puts you into a niche based on videos you've done in the past. And you won't get nearly as many views because it's recommending it to the same people that watched your previous content. And those people most likely won't click or care. And then YouTube will think, well, this channel has fallen off, people aren't watching the content, and stop recommending you to people. This can be a real deterrent to uniqueness and individuality, which is the reason that so many channels, internet pages, and influencers seem to be copy and paste, like these archetypes that are characters of people instead of real individuals. It all leads back to modern algorithms. Now, I will say this is a very dumbed down explanation, and it mainly focuses on YouTube's algorithm specifically, though the same can be true on other platforms. A little less though. Like on TikTok, you see people copying trends and all that, but you also have people like this dude just being modern day Socrates on crack, or Crackrates, some may say.
I feel like people always forget that all we can say are words, bro. All we can say are just words. That's the only thing you can say is words. You can't say anything else besides words. You can make a sound, but you're not saying it. You can only say things with words. You can only say things with words.
But I won't be covering that topic in this video. If you enjoy this video and want to see me yap more about topics like this, make sure to like and subscribe. And please let me know in the comments below what you think about this topic. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Or maybe you're somewhere in the middle. And with that, we've reached the end of this video. Make sure to stay niche and spread the word, kings.